Yeah, I know. Part of it's that, Pwned. And of course part of it's game selection at the moment, but... No, she's not here.
Captain, we should chat.
Oh, there she is.
Graham's got the right idea, but he isn't the right guy to execute it. I don't even think he's motivated by philosophism anymore. I think he's just guilt-ridden. I can't believe I'm even saying this, but I keep going over and over it in my head, and the only way I see the Iconoclast surviving is we depose him.
So this is what... Oh, this is what you're talking about? Yeah, this is what I was thinking, that she would have something... Aha. No, I didn't know what you're talking about, though. And you'd run it in his stead?
Yeah. Hell, most of our people listen to me already.
Is this going against the philosophist way? The Iconoclast may take your orders. Most of them believe in him and his teachings. I'm gonna go with perception to see what she says.
I thought so, but now I'm not so sure. Graham's always saying that what will be, that we're all here for a reason. Maybe his was to teach me to lead, and maybe mine is to save the colony where he can't.
The Iconoclast may take your orders, but most of them believe in him and his teachings.
Sometimes you gotta do what's best for someone, even if they think you're wrong. Even if it's painful. When we're in Stellar Bay, they'll come around.
Agree with Pwned, or as far as it hurts bounties? Absolutely, I'm getting nothing from them now. Because of ad blocks, the same number of viewers being exposed. Paid. It's true. We're not as far up the viewer list though either, right? So it's harder for new viewers to find the channel. In fact, a lot of times it's harder to be for new people to find a middle channel than it is a small one or a large one, because they're at the extremes of the list, right? A lot of people will look at the top few streams. A lot of people will scroll all the way to the bottom or reverse the order and start at the bottom. But if you're in the middle, you might not get hit by any of those people. But yeah, Gruntwork's right. The same amount of people are probably watching. Less new people are finding it, but part of that's game selection. But yeah, the bounty is the big one. Like, I'm getting nothing from bounties, and I'm being offered less. And bounties were like half of my family's income. So it's a huge hit. That means he's playing a completely different game than you. Who dies in your playthrough? Everyone. What's next? What will you do when you're in charge?
Take Stellar Bay. Lick our wounds. Eventually, figure out how the hell we're going to spread the word to the rest of the colony. I'm going to confront him. Can I count on your support?
This is perfect, because this is what I said I wanted to happen before I knew it was even a possibility. Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Deep breaths. This is what's best, Sora. Time to save Monarch.
In all honesty, though, I should probably keep games like this as either split stream games or split week or Monday night games, because the other part about it, too, as much as I want the stream to be full variety at some point, and I think that can happen someday, it's hard for people to come in if you miss some of this, right? Like, if we had someone that's been gone for a little while and they come in right now and they have no friggin' idea what's been happening the last 20 hours, like, it's hard to just jump in right in the middle as a viewer. It is for me when I go to streams like that. So super story-driven games, it's hard to do that. Like, one night a week or something, or 2 nights a week isn't too bad, because they could always watch the VODs, catch up if they wanted, or I could do a recap or something.
Captain, you must be back with the access codes
pretty
to our
rough.
ship.
Graham, we need to talk.
We have work to do. This isn't the time for one of our spats.
Whereas, like, Darkest Dungeon or something, which we played for a long time, or RimWorld, or Slay the Spire, no matter when you come in, you can be caught up on the situation really quickly if you know the game at all, right? You don't... it isn't like if I'm in the middle of Darkest Dungeon, every time someone comes in, I have to explain to them the story behind the ancestor, you know? Figure out an hour or two. Story heavy. Yeah, exactly. A day for the channel. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, when we were doing this, just in general, the splits for Darkest Dungeon, Like, I was getting up to almost 300 people every single night during Darkest Dungeon, and then we'd switch over to a different game at the end of stream, and we'd still retain, like, you know, 180, 200 people. And I told people, too, I was like, that's how you grow your channel. And then I was like, oh, we've grown enough. We can do all variety all the time again. But apparently I was wrong. We haven't got to that level yet. Yeah, Sekiro did pretty well in the splits. Understand the story? Good job. Not required. That's true too. Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot though. Misfortune. Sorry, Graham. Zora's taken over. It's going to be, I don't know. That's what I've been struggling with stuff. Yeah, that's the main thing I've been struggling on. I need a new Darkest Dungeon, right? And I was hoping something like Warsaw or like Iridus or something like that, or Phoenix Point. I was hoping those things could be something like that, but none of them have the sticking power like Darkest Dungeon does on Twitch or in general. I don't know. This game for the time being. Thank you, Phelan. All right, Graham. Zora's taken over.
What? Zora?
You're running the Iconoclast into the ground, and I don't believe it'll get better after we take Stellar Bay. The troops take orders from me already, and you've brought me as far as you can down the eternal path. It's time to step down.
The troops? Listen to you. This isn't an army. They aren't soldiers. They're believers. Followers. They pick up a gun because you tell them to, not because they want to. And you, Captain, after all you've done for me, for us, you throw behind this mutinous blasphemer?
I do. She's got the best interests of the Iconoclast at heart. You're about to take over a planet. You can't handle that responsibility. Just think she'll be a better leader. Let's get on with it. Revolution swallows its own. She'll be a better leader. I mean, flat out.
How can you say that, after all I've done for the Iconoclasts? They wouldn't be here without me. I built this movement from the ground up. I've brought freedom to
no longer need you, Graham.
These years later, we're still free.
I joined because I believed that you were in it for the Iconoclasts. That you wanted nothing more than to bring freedom to Halcyon. That you were selfless. But I know the truth now, Graham. I know what happened in Amber Heights. You didn't start this movement because you wanted to save us. You wanted to save yourself.
No.
Yeah, big guy. We found out. Why aren't we helping MSI anymore? Well, it's not... so we did help them too, but as far as like which one... So we're actually friendly with both of them at the moment. We've gotten good reputation with both. But the main reason I'm going with these guys instead of MSI... MSI... They kind of just want to be... I mean, not quite the same, but they kind of want to be back. They want to be back on the board. They want to be... they want things to be similar to how it is on Terra 2, kind of, and Edgewater and stuff. Not to maybe that extent at first, but, I mean, Sanjar really just wants to be back on the board. He wants to be part... He would absolutely be one of those corporate, you know, you can only take an hour to sleep per day, guys. Status quo. Yeah, they offer a little bit more freedom at the moment than the other corporation places, but I don't know. I believe in these people's philosophy more, I suppose, aside from Graham's part in it. So, ladies of the party, I do an R-squared, welcome in. You support Sanjar? Of course you do. Everyone else use now that Nord is sketchy? I don't use one. I know Grumpy Monkey uses VPN. He talks about it a bit on Twitter, I think. I don't know. I'm sure other people here do too. Those deaths are on your hands, Graham. No amount of meditating will clean them. You ran. You needed a clear conscience, so you ran. You don't seek enlightenment. You just feel guilty. Let's get on with it. I'm going to say the deaths are on his. Focused R-squared.
I've spent years atoning for my sins. I've studied, meditated, taught. I built the Iconoclasts so that any man could cast away his past for a fresh start.
That's your answer, Graham? You needed a fresh start? After all those innocent lives? I'm sorry. I believed in you once. I did. But it's over. Stand down.
I won't. What happened back then was a mistake, and the colony has moved on. This is my movement. These are my people. If you want to lead them, you'll have to kill me.
That isn't necessary. I don't want to accidentally choose something that's gonna, like, put him back into power, but I am gonna say that one because he doesn't need to die.
Please. Don't make me do this, Graham.
If this is where my path ends, I accept it. But as long as I draw breath, I will not abandon them.
So be it.
Take your best shot, asshole.
Man, he was at like 1 HP before I even got my gun out. Hey! Nor didn't exactly hacked. It was an isolated incident where a server they were renting guys got to remove his number on it. Finland. Alright. Well. Save, no turning back.
Well, Captain, here we are. Killed a lot of people in the name of the Iconoclasts, and it never feels right. But this time it's especially wrong. You've got the... Void, help me. I'll never remember what that thing is called. The device from the ship. Do you have it?
I was thinking you and Sanjar can join forces. Well, I mean, if Sanjar's beef was with Graham and not the Iconoclasts in general, then maybe that's a good idea. Let's see what that... I mean, I just saved it. I don't want to burn bridges that I don't mean to burn just by accidentally clicking the wrong thing. But I want to see if this opens up more dialogue. So I'm going to go with number 1.
I've thought about it, but I think we're too far gone. Pulling Carlotta's support was crossing a line.
Sanjar has corporate resources you could use to spread the message. Now that you can afford this fight, Monarch is going to devour the victor. Very true. Your people have suffered long enough. Could put a stop to that. All those are very good answers. I'm gonna go with number 2. For save scaling. I haven't done that at all. We've been playing Iron Man mode, but I just meant if I hit something that ended the conversation when I didn't mean it to end, we could redo it if need be. Alright, I'm gonna go with number 2.
Yeah, well, we'll die Fuck. I sound like Graham. Throwing lives at a problem. We've lost a hell of a lot to this fight. Graham would never agree to this, but I'm starting to realize how often he led us astray. All right. If he's willing to talk, I'll give him a chance.
Hey. No, it's a long shot, but I'll try. Good stuff. Yeah, I have absolutely not done any save scoping, even though it's a single-player story-driven sort of... It's not like a tactical sort of thing. But anyway, I guess I was saying it's not XCOM because that's where we were talking about that before. But no, haven't done any of that yet. Alright, let's see what our... I don't know if he's our friend. Let's see what Sanjar has to say.
If the Iconoclasts reach that ship first, there won't be any chance for a peaceful monarch. I don't suppose you've found the targeting module yet. I've sent patrols, but they're running into trouble with the Iconoclasts.
Could you agree to a truce with the Iconoclast? Give him the targeting module, it's all yours. Why do you need the targeting module? According to the ship's logs, they suffered some kind of malfunction. I'm gonna ask about the truce first.
They're all mad! And what's more, they left us! I don't see any way for us to work together.
I've read your reviews. Can't do this alone.
Not this again.
Remember what we practiced, sir.
Yes. The words in those reviews were very hurtful, but they do not define me. I am a mantipillar, and my will is my cocoon. I can emerge and become whatever I wish.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. It can work. Save scumming. That's why I always do parentheses around the scumming thing. It doesn't bother me. Game hits you hard, you can't win. You're supposed to just lose forever instead of use the included save feature. Try new tactics and win. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I generally play things on like an Iron Man sort of mode, or what were we calling it during the one that didn't have an Iron Man, but I was doing it anyway? Honest Man mode or something like that, where I wouldn't reload. But yeah, play how you want. But if I screw up in something like I have in games like this, I generally just let it go. Details: you could use someone who sees the big picture. People who wrote your reviews are the same type of people you'll deal with on the board. Pull your head out of your butt. Don't screw this opportunity up over your wounded pride. You were kidding? Oh yeah, no worries. And the one that's the save scum thing, I think where people really use that one is when like a game has a random roll, and like for instance, XCOM prevents you from doing it, or you can turn it to prevent you from doing it. But you could literally do things like save the game, take a 15% shot, it misses, reload it, keep taking that long shot, that 15% chance over and over until it hits, and then save again. So that's like the scummy part, I think, but it doesn't bother me either way. Even that, I'm not going to do it, but if someone wants to do it in their single player game, screw it. You know what? It's not hurting anyone else. It doesn't bother me. PC till you finish the game. Aninda. Are you not allowed to use a restroom either? I do it, Aninda. I kind of want to say both, or one and two. I'll say one though. Thought this was Civ 6 for a sec, Rob.
You too?
He has a point, sir. And it's not all bad.
Supposing you're right, who exactly would you have me work with? The iconoclasts are not the most compromising sorts.
Yeah, exactly, Gruntwork. Saw save scum on Greedfall. Yeah, someone told me about that too. That they did one of those 75% chance and it failed, so they reloaded. And when I did a 75% chance thing on Greedfall that failed, and I just went with it. But I don't care. Like on single player games, for sure. You know, it's not harming anyone else. Do whatever you want. Whatever you have fun with. You bought the game. If things get so bad between you and the iconoclast. Zora leads the iconoclast now. What about her? Yeah, let's ask about that.
That's an interesting suggestion. I confess I don't know much about her except that she worked for Rizzo. I'd be willing to consider it, but I need to see her review first.
Her review? Your showbreaker broke open a fish carcass and got nothing. She said, at least it wasn't a trap. Whereas your houndmaster walked into a trap. That no matter what. Thank you, R-Squared. Fine.
Excellent. Her review would be in the Rizzo offices in Cascadia. Bring it to me.
Of course.
And I'll see if she's qualified.
I told you we'd be back at that Cascadia place. Why do you even want the targeting module?
Well, because the module controls the weapons systems.
I mean, why do you need the gunship's weapon systems?
Because once we mount them on Stellar Bay's walls, no Marauder or Raptidon will ever be a threat to us again. Stellar Bay will be as secure as any other settlement in Halcyon.
Say so.
The point is, this weapon system would be a powerful advantage, and we can't risk the iconoclast getting it.
Just don't ask me to lug, blah blah, don't see how. Seems like your people should be able to handle this. What's so bad about the iconoclast reaching the gunship? Enough.
Good, because we haven't a moment to lose.
Yeah, I'll talk to them more. I don't want to accidentally... Like, I don't want to give them that right now, and I'm really afraid that I'm going to accidentally go into a conversation and give it to them. I mean, maybe not, but... just in case. Alright, good news is we already unlocked fast travel here, so... take no time at all. And we've killed everything. Although I have slept a couple times since then, so I don't know how long it takes things to respawn in this game. This guy looks like your dentist. As long as he doesn't look like Davy's dentist. I don't know if you know that story. Collection's different though. Oh yeah, they've respawned. Whoops, some of them. That was a terrible shot. That was the worst shot of the game. Let me reload.
Down they go.
Let me reload so I don't miss that shot. Excuse me. I thought you were dead at first. That's why I reloaded. Oh no, we didn't go in here apparently. No, we did. Wait. Zora's a top notch. No, we didn't. Sawbones with a good head for working under pressure. She knows how to assimilate large amounts of detailed information to make quick decisions. Her competence and decisiveness have allowed her to restore more than a few limbs and digits lost to carelessness around the machinery. Recommend for Employee of the Month. I'm doing Slack. Welcome back. I'm doing Slack. Never slept once in the game. Yeah, I don't know how the respawn works. I know there's been some beasts where I've killed them, and then we've gone back later and there are beasts there again. So there has to be some kind of respawn mechanic, at least somewhat. Unless I actually went the wrong place. Cecil's enthusiasm for Rizzo's products is unmatched. He displays an impressive knowledge of company products. It's exactly the kind of worker we need to keep at our storefronts. Do not promote beyond store manager. Wow. Thank you, grunt work. Printing. Please remove your data pad. Transfer sockets. There is. You never paid much attention to time frame. Yeah, it seems like the days and nights are relatively short anyway. Like I've definitely noticed the day-night cycle changing as we're, you know, just walking through the world and as we play. I've slept a couple times just to see if passing the time did anything really, but pretty hyped this comes to Steam. Lazy. Just wait. Yeah, you can play it for $1 now on the Xbox thing, but you do have to do the link with a PC account or whatever. You don't even have to have you don't even have to have an Xbox. I'm playing it on Epic because that's what my wife bought it on, but I was gonna wait initially until she just bought it. She's like, "Yeah, I bought Outer Worlds, by the way," and I was like, "Well, I guess I'll play it." Supernova, because those are the only time you can save and set your respawn. You can only rest on your ship in Supernova, right? You can only sleep on your ship, right? Supernova?
Any luck bringing the Iconoclast to the bargaining table? I don't like the idea that they'll be trying for that module while we delay.
No, you can only fast travel to your ship, right? That's the ship. I remember there was some kind of specification that your ship was the only place you could do something. I think that's, you can only fast travel to your ship. That's what I'm remembering. Maybe. Might be cheaper when it comes to it. I don't know. I wouldn't hold my breath for that, but maybe. Let's give him Zora's review.
Very well. I can't promise anything, but let's see what we have here. Well, it seems like she...
That's it, the fast travel? Okay.
She's actually very qualified. All right. I'll have Celia organize a meeting in neutral territory, the old OSI church in the ruins. Meet us there, and we'll discuss terms.
This is going better than I thought it would. I'm so glad there's a third option. It's pretty cool because I literally said, you know, it's too bad I can't have Zora take over. If I could, I would kill Graham and have Zora take over. And, you know, best of both worlds. And sure enough, the game's like, oh, well, here. To High Hrothgar. We're going to learn how to use our voice. Game of the Year edition for the Outer Worlds. Maybe. That's a possibility. Still learn to use the voice. Dumb.
Hey.
Hey,
Thanks for coming.
no problem.
I wish I'd had more time to prepare a proper analysis on the costs and benefits of your proposed union, but
I don't know how you got here before
suppose
me,
we'll have
honestly.
to improvise.
That's the spirit.
Gotta admit, I really thought I was walking into a trap here. I'm ready.
I get the feeling this is gonna take a while.
Sanjar, Stellar Bay's got food and walls. And my people need both. If you'll have us, we're willing to share the space.
Do you have any idea what that would cost?
Don't you say that stuff. Don't even
Drawing up
joke.
The budget alone is going to take weeks.
What did I say? If Greedfall got Game of the Year, what did I say I would do? I don't even remember. I said something drastic. Such, it is Obsidian, not gonna lie. E3, 10-10. Do I have weak Sanjar? Zora's ready to storm the city right now. What if the Iconoclast just supported your supply lines? I'm gonna draw up a budget. Appreciate a paycheck. Let's go number 2. Go live in the wilderness. Yeah, that was it. I would go off grid and live in the wilderness. Oh god. Never stream again. Go off grid. Just live on my own out in the wilderness.
Not good enough. I need to move a fair amount of my people into the city. We need shelter, Captain.
God. That happens, man. I don't even know. There's no way. There's no way that beats this out. Or, I mean, what are some other big games this year? Subs on YouTube, was it made recently? It was, yeah. I should have had the YouTube going the entire time the stream was going, but no, the YouTube just started like a couple months back. We just started putting videos on it recently. We need to get to 1,000. YouTube won't pay us even a cent until we get to 1,000 subs. Gonna try Death Stranding? I don't know, man. This has been pretty rough on the stream, so I'm not sure yet. Fallen Order? Yeah, I was gonna play that on stream too, and now I don't know. We'll see. I'm not saying live outside, just help out in the wilderness once in a while. Being stubborn about this isn't going to go anywhere. Let's go with Persuade.
Suppose some of our healthier folk could offer aid. Some of us need to stay in the city proper, though.
Captain, this might really work.
Truly, a compromise? I'm not sure I'd ever have heard as much from Graham.
Graham was a murderous fiend, and I'd be shocked if you didn't already know that.
So when you get to 1,000 subs, will they give back pay? No, they won't. Because how it works right now is you have to be a YouTube partner to monetize your videos. And so there's no monetization on the videos at all until you get partnered. So at the moment, they're basically not showing any monetization content on my page or any of my videos or anything at all. So no, we won't get anything. 79 people should be high on a new game list. Depends though. There might be a lot of people in the thousands playing it, you know. A lot of streamers with thousands of people. We can always try it out. I mean, it's a game that I'll probably play offline if it doesn't do well on stream. So I might try it still. Grandma's murderous fiend. I'd be shocked if you didn't already know that. Careful, Graham was Sanjar's friend. Something tells me Sanjar didn't know. I don't think Sanjar would have hurt anyone if he knew. Didn't agree to it. I guess I'll go with I don't think Sanjar knew. Need a AdamVsEverything YouTube vid to bump it up. So here's my dilemma. I have a couple of ideas for videos that I think will get quite a bit of views. And I don't have a great incentive to make them now until we get to 1,000 subscribers. However, if I made them, it would probably help us get to 1,000. I know.
This feels like one of those
Probably shouldn't sit on content,
everyone
but
at headquarters but me is laughing at something, but you two aren't laughing.
Amber Heights, you haulhead. 10 years ago, Graham had all those people killed.
What? That's not possible. Even for him, that's going too far.
things going, if you know what I mean. Found correspondence between him and the pirates. Wasn't it convenient how they all died just after blocking your proposal? Definitely number 1. So half of them, no good answer. Man, I don't know. I have to have time to make them too, of course, but...
I had no idea, I swear. Look, we were both fed up with corporate leadership, but I never guessed he'd do something like that.
I think he's being truthful, Captain. I feel it in my gut. Kind of nauseous, but ticklish.
You can't take bureaucrats at their word. You back someone into a corner like this, and they'll say anything to get out of it.
Take it back a notch, Zora. You're here for your people, not the past. Sanjar, you're a leader. That means taking responsibility. This is going to take much longer. Place to be. I'm going to tell Zora to dial it back.
Okay. You're right. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking stuff, yeah.
It'll take me a while to get over losing Graham.
You know, I felt the same way years ago, when he first left. There was something magnetic about him that let you ignore the things you didn't want to see.
As it is with all cult leaders.
You know what that's like.
Yeah, I do. Okay, if you're willing to house and supply some of us, I'll have our more capable soldiers help out.
Yeah, and you know what I was thinking of as my first beginner guide to Darkest Dungeon? I'm sure you guys can guess. Part meme, part serious. Glad to hear it. I'm hopeful about this alliance.
As am I. Oh, I can feel my blood pressure lowering already.
Thanks for coming out, Sanjar. I, guess I'll see you at Stellar Bay.
Installing hentai mods now.
They kill each other before the week's out.
Don't know how you managed to get Zora and Sanjar in
Quad leopard team. That's too meme for me. How hunger works. Yes, absolutely. That's the one. That's the one. Speak with Phineas. You have relayed the promised data back to Phineas. Travel to his lab and speak with him to discuss the next steps. Well, all right. Monarch was a long quest hub. Big quest hub. No, if they both died in that meeting, it could help that third party. Wonder what that would be like if you... I wonder if you could do that. Like, you come here, and instead of going over to the meeting, you just shoot both of them. Like... It would make no sense. Like, the entire... You do all of this, right? You help them both. You go through all of these side quests and things, and you're helping, and then you just... After everything, you get them to come together right before they do the alliance, you just kill them both. How's the game? It's really good so far, Miss Monty. Save scum and let's find out.
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship.
Do a montage of your on-stream explanations at the start. Set up each. Yeah, that's a good idea. That way I don't have to do a new one. The true psychopath playthrough. Whoa, why do I always do that? Instead of hitting R. That's right. Got off for a bit. It's really good so far.
From Roseway, from a Dr. Shaw. Welcome back, Captain. I have received a transmission from Roseway, from a Dr. Shaw. Beginning playback now.
Murder anyone
What?
interested recently?
Oh,
Yes.
Is this on? Oh, it's on right now. Oh, blast. Hello? I'm trying to reach the captain of the Unreliable. I'll keep this short, lest I get caught. Please return to Roseway as soon as you can. I have an item of great value that you'll be interested in.
Reverse red eye.
Now, how does this blasted thing turn off? Damn engineers never label these toggles clearly. Is it
The transmission is complete, Captain.
I wonder if he has a new weapon for us. That's what he was working on. I'm in the mood for some entertainment.
Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear?
Tell me a joke. What is this? The evolution of Alexa? Well done, Sue. Oh, you gave everything to Gladys? I gave her nothing.
A star walks into a black hole but doesn't seem phased. The black hole then turns to the star and says, I don't think you understand the gravity of this situation.
Quick, someone ban Ada. You gave Glass nothing either. Ada, play my favorite song.
Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice.
Thanks, homework. That's not my favorite song. You were hurting for a bits and a deal is a deal. See, I had stolen everything in the known galaxy at the time and sold it. So even before she gave me the first quest, I already had like 12,000 bits and upgraded equipment.
Everyone in Halcyon is contractually obligated to label this or another board-certified jingle their favorite song.
So everything also.
As you wish, Captain. I must comply with all direct orders. How can I be of assistance?
Got a minute to talk?
I have lots of
But
minutes.
you're the evil one.
Many minutes.
That's right.
Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely.
What if you don't have a power source?
I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think that is what it's like for the colonists on the Lost Hope?
I guess so.
When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire...
What did you just say? Cancel that ban on Ada. We need to destroy her. She's beginning to think for herself. And what might that be, Ada?
Traveling the system with you, Captain.
What about your last captain? Do you miss him, or is one captain the same as another?
Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
It's not looking happy, I know. Sounds cheesy enough to be a cover. Star says what I think, yeah. There have been other captains of the ship. We both know I'm not Alex Hawthorne, right? Let's talk about something else. Let's ask if there's been other captains.
If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was.
It's interesting to put that that way. I think Phoenix would have liked that line. Let's talk about something else.
How can I be of assistance? What part of
More
the
about the
colony
colony.
would you like to discuss?
Reminded the reckless behavior that killed him was me landing on him. Yeah, I know. He set the beacon, they just stood there as we landed on him on the pod. Let's talk about Phineas's orbital lab.
Yes. As Dr. Wells is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most.
What do you know about
There
Phineas?
is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage the laser weapons system?
Make it so. Oh my god, that's tempting just because they put the Picard make it so there. You know? No, Ada, don't shoot Phineas.
A sensible choice, as we do not have any laser weapons.
Now I wish I would have said that and see what she said. Why do you say the landing might be rough? Make it so. Do it.
The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable to those hunting him. Even knowing the location, my systems resist my orders to go where I instruct them.
I want to ask about something else.
Of course. What part of the colony
Ship
would you like
Watson's?
to discuss?
Groundbreaker.
We're clear to dock with the Groundbreaker if that's your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously.
You can handle that, right?
Yes. Let me add that to my list of 1,435,498 tasks I am simultaneously executing in order to run our ship.
Great, thanks.
You are more than welcome, Captain.
What's the spiel on the Groundbreaker?
The Groundbreaker was Halcyon's
See, we haven't talked to her in a while, so there's a lot.
It has since been repurposed as a service station in the Lagrange point of the system. Freighters often deliver or pick up goods from the Groundbreaker en route to other destinations. The city ship hosts an array of cargo bays, factories, housing sections, and more. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office spaces with station representatives in what is considered a truly neutral territory within the system.
The only
I have
truly
filed the required docking forms in triplicate, and fees have been paid.
All right, thanks.
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Terra 2, which is where we're at now. Oh, no, Monarch is where we're at now. Terra 2 is where we started, is what I meant to say.
Where in Terra 2?
Emerald Vale and Edgewater.
Edgewater is the sparkling county seat of Emerald Vale. Or it was when first built.
Sparkling.
Since then, neglect and time have worn away her shiny veneer. The town is near the coordinates where Captain Hawthorne died. It would not be unfortunate if something, like, say, a plague, were to wipe Emerald Vale from the face of the planet.
Hang on there, Ada. They're actually suffering from a plague right now. Ada, are you responsible for the plague? What? No. You love her? What do you think of the townspeople?
You mean the ones who did not answer my distress call with medical assistance, but instead came to issue my injured captain a parking ticket? I'm sure they are wonderful humans who don't deserve to be wiped out by starvation or a devastating plague.
See? We sided with Ada, so obviously Misfortune just hates Ada. That's why he saved Edgewater. How is Edgewater faring since we left it?
Since you diverted power to the deserters, the botanical lab is thriving. However, Emerald Vale's cannery shut down, leading to a total collapse of Edgewater's population. Thank you, Captain.
Did you see the smirk on her face after that? You're welcome, Ada. Would not be unfortunate somehow. Such a funny way to say it, yeah. I'm not taking suggestions from no discount, Hal. So, what did she say to you since you saved Edgewater? Did she seem a little upset by that, or did you not go into this with her?
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to
ask her about Monarch, which is where we are now.
Where in Monarch?
Stellar Bay.
Ah, Monarch. The armpit of the Halcyon system. Her last functioning port town is Stellar Bay. Well, that is if you don't count Sublight's Smuggler's Port at Fallbrook.
Why is Monarch being blockaded? Oh, you saved them. Something like that. So got that saved? You can do that later.
I believe it has something to do with the planet being an uninhabitable wilderness and a lawless land with no corporate presence. You may wish to survey the residents in Stellar Bay for additional data points.
Yeah, that's fine, Shade. If you haven't already, if anyone's in the Discord, you haven't already, if you go to the announcements channel and you link your Twitch to the Discord, it opens up some extra channels too. Smuggler's Ports.
It's Sublight run for the purpose of shipping contraband, and before you ask, I don't know the coordinates, so I can't dock us there. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Oh, it was all of them for now.
How can I be of assistance?
Alright.
I'll be here.
We're all caught up. Thank you, Ada. So I think I'm gonna actually do some side quests coming up.
You're adjusting before you pull. You're anticipating it. You...
Of course I'm anticipating it. What if I shoot a friend on accident?
That's on account of your stance. You want to lean into it. Embrace it. Work with it. You're in control here, Parvati, not the gun. Don't let a hunk of metal jerk you around. You've been around powerful machinery all your life, and you're always in control, right?
I guess that's kind of like when the filler's shooting 600 cans of near molten cell tuna down the conveyor while I'm trying to tune a belt.
Here, stand like me.
I trust you, Parv. Don't shoot me.
Hip square.
This is how I get my first death.
Forward a little. It's just equipment. You're just an engineer using it.
Ah!
Okay. We'll try again later. You'll get it.
Listen,
Promise.
Nyoka, I literally have her carrying around a giant machine gun that she has killed people with. I think she'll be alright. Bend the bullet.
Something busted, Captain?
No. Alright. Speaking of Parv, I guess we could work on her side quest. Friendships due. Bring Felix to meet with Harlow. Visit Hayes Graves, the Nyoka. Oh, we could just do that one before we leave Monarch, actually. Okay, we'll do that one. Might as well do that while we're here. I forgot she had that quest. I don't know. I'm sorry, Ellie. I'm gonna take you off the team for a moment because last time I took Parv off. Oh no! The journal, you're pretty proud of it. I'll check it out at the end of the stream. I accidentally hit E before I clicked, so now we only have Parv. Against all odds, the unreliable takes flight. There's something nice about the ship being called the Unreliable. I like that. It's like, I don't know why, but it reminds me on Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, how they the designation or whatever for Earth is mostly harmless. Mostly harmless. Oh, over there. That's like way up in the mountains. Who buried someone up in the mountains?
Oh, here we go.
God, Nyoka, your scream is very weird.
Wraps. Let's clear the sulfur-sodden fucks out so Hayes can... Opening fire! Don't mess with us!
So you can... So when we run into groups like that now, since we have that auto crit thing, what we can do is we can kill the small one first and then get that auto crit proc from the kill and then turn on the, you know, our attention onto the big one, just blow it up. It's pretty good. Buried near the surface of Hayes' grave is a small lockbox. Its hinges rusted through and its wood almost completely rotted. Nearly falls apart in your hands. But in it, you manage to find a tarnished silver medallion bearing the letters Sharon. That's what you did too, Misfortune, right?
Hayes was the best self-sacrificing son of a saint I ever met. Halcyon is worse off without him. Now, if we're gonna lure the Manta Queen out, we'll need to find Rebecca and Anders. They took a UDL contract on Terra 2. We never heard from them again. Think it's time I call in a favor with Hiram. If anyone can track them down, it's him.
Tell me about this UDL contract. Quite the haul. I'm gonna have to check it out.
I don't know much about it. It paid well, so they took it. They said they'd be back in a couple of weeks, and that maybe we could all use the money to get off Monarch. That was a long time ago.
Did you try to find him?
I should have. I really should have. But soon after they left, Hayes and the others died. And to be honest, after him, I stopped trying. Because it hurt like hell to do so.
Well, rather glad you're trying to confront it. Booze makes for better friends anyway. It's considering the amount of baggage to carry around. I'm gonna go number 1.
Thanks. I'm still not convinced I won't come to regret it, but we've started down this path. Might as well see it through. Maybe it'll stop me screaming at night. Now come on. Let's make tracks before Hiram dies of old age.
Good idea. We have a fast way to get there. Will the depravity never cease? Monarch Stellar Industries. Oh right, he's up. I don't know why I always forget he's way up the top of this place. Always in the, you know, 2 times I've been here.
So much for peace and quiet. Would it kill the
It's
universe
us.
to cut me some slack?
Oga needs a favor.
Oh, great. I love doing pro bono work for friends.
Aw, you called us friends. I'd normally entertain your self-aggrandizing delusions, but this time it's important.
Important to you is not the same as important to me. Although I do recognize that you may have earned some goodwill during your months laboring for me.
She's your friend, she's in need. You're the only one who can help. I've had it with your selfishness. Help her, or there'll be consequences. She's trying to track down a lucrative contract. We would give you a cut. I'm gonna go with persuasion, number 1.
Tug on my heartstrings, why don't you?
Done.
Look, I'll do what I can, all right?
Rebecca Hodges and Anders Wadsworth. They took a UDL contract back when Monarch went to shit, and I need to find them. I believe them to be on Terra too.
If UDL hired 2 hunters back then, it would have been for creature clearing purposes, round 1 of their Spacer's Choice outposts. These are the coordinates for the outpost under the last UDL contract. Now scram. And, good luck.
So about that ship that crashed.
Yes, the one that crashed. I saw it on the security feed. A bit grainy, but an invigorating watch all the same. What about it?
It was pretty wild, wasn't it? Us sharing the experience of seeing it crash like that. Where do you think the ship came from? The ship crashed due to a parts failure. Sinjar and Zora have decided to work together. They're going to share both Stellar Bay and the module. Let's tell him that, that's what he says.
Ha! Oh, that's a good one. You're not serious, are you? Yes, well, let's see how long that lasts.
Ship crashed due to parts failure.
Not surprising. Replacement parts are rare, so the cost of even a simple repair can exceed an arm and a leg. I take it you investigated the wreckage?
Found a recording from Crew's Chief Engineer. A lie. Just a wild guess. Engineering. Inside was a complete wreck. I'd say the problem originated in the engines.
Don't guess the captain would have quite pegged the price of disrepair being the cost of their lives, but these things happen. A shame. I would have enjoyed investigating the mystery further.
Where do you think the ship come from? Wasn't it one of the 3 attack ships that were hovering over?
The board has a blockade of gunships that patrol Monarch. Not a ton, mind you, just enough to deter the masses. I am curious as to what downed it. A faulty part wouldn't be wholly unusual. The supply for new mechanicals is tight. Ugh, now I'll never sleep. Unsolved puzzles really torque my...
I should have done these in the opposite order.
Find out what happened. Sell me the info.
It's pretty wild, wasn't it? Us sharing the experience of seeing it crash like that.
Is this bonding? I'm not sure I like it. Next, you'll be asking me how I got the scar on my chin when I was 11.
How did you get that scar on your chin?
Most of it's underneath along my jaw, but yes, it seems to have faded with time. Moral of the story is, never run with scissors.
Wait, who was it earlier that said they had a scar on their chin? Under their chin from when they were a kid. Were you running with scissors? Because that's not what I thought you were talking about earlier.
I'm getting a headache behind my left temple. What could be causing it? The glare from the terminal screen? Or something else?
Alright. Goodbye.
Give my regards to Phineas.
Alright. Oh, I haven't even put her points in since last time. Tier 3. 20% damage to creatures. Time. She replaced Ellie on our team, right? She's got range damage. %% damage to creatures? Sure. Sounds good. Okay. I should have just went to the map from there. I guess we need to go to the ship. Cannot fast travel from this location. Have to go outside to fast travel. Oh, I have to just walk around the corner. So we're going back to Terra 2. Those two are hired to kill beasts in Terra 2, I guess. To find her other two companions, which are probably dead. Maybe not. So far, every time anyone sent us anywhere to find people that they knew, they've been dead, but I mean, it's always going to be the case, right? Probably.
Why was I built to feel ennui?
Did she just say what I thought she said? Terra 2, Edgewater landing pad. I think Edgewater still hates us.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
I'm guessing that'll never go away because of the choices we made. CMP Borst Factory is off put. We could have gotten it rep with the Borst Factory by leaving that guy in charge, maybe. Spacer's choice. Kill on sight, yeah. So one thing I noticed, when you go to the reputation, let me find one. You can have positive and negative rep with the same one. I wonder if there's any way to get 100% on both, and if you did, what that would do. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, going with who we have. We have to take Naoka with us since it's her request. Mantis Swarm examined. Alright, back in Edgewater. Yes, travel. What is that feeling? My chat doesn't show me the preview like it does in Twitch. Energetic. True Swarm. Do. Freaking random links. Oh, the computer said the thing? So what did she say exactly? Why was I programmed to feel... And she said another word. Ennui. That's what I thought she said, yeah.
I'd wager this is the outpost. Rebecca!
I'll check it out after the stream, too.
Come on out! Here we go.
Look at us!
Get over there.
Take a gander. The door's busted. Rebecca? Anders? You in there?
Another way in.
Huh. Rebecca taught me this once. You can jerry-rig these old locks so as they don't open anymore. But we've only ever done that if we're in a real bind. Here, I'll fix it. Oh no. Oh no.
What did you do? Oh, Noka. I'm so sorry.
I can't help but kind of laugh because, I mean, it's really bad. But she walks in and she sees her friends dead, right? And immediately, the first thing I'm doing as she's going, oh no, and worrying about her friends that are laying there dead in a pool of blood, so I immediately just turn and I steal their bananas and I run around and start opening their drawers. Like, can't take this guy anywhere. I think you count me out. Yeah, I'll wrap things up probably after this part. I don't know why my nose is itchy so much. So, Rusty Journal. Its display is faded, and the buttons are almost entirely rusted through. We can still make out bits and pieces of what look like Rebecca's final entries. Law help me, but Anderson was right. We never should have taken this contract. I thought Monarch was bad, but this is unbearable. Everyone here is blind or addled or I don't know what. Towns won't let us walk in without an employment contract. Can't even find someone to let me send a message for all the capable folk here. We're stuck. Back home we had to fight for every meal because there were no meals that you didn't make yourself. Here there's plenty, but nobody's allowed to give you one. We've been stealing bits and pieces of life from wherever we can. Anderson is about ready to sign up, offers his life in service of Spacer's Choice, just so he can take a shower. Clara, I hope to the architect this never reaches you, but on the off chance it does, I want to say I'm sorry. Anderson and I screwed up. We didn't take the contract for the bits. We didn't take it because Primal sounded cool. We took it because we wanted out. We were sick of getting sick, a boiled raptidon and stinking like sulfur, no matter how hard you scrub. Fighting day in and day out, we're exhausted. We thought you could use the contract money to find a place here. Settle down. This place ain't any better. It's just different. We're starving all the same. We never should have left. I just thought maybe we could do better. Miss you, kid. Marauders at the door. Anderson's bled out. I'm on my way. I won't let them get me. Not alive, anyway. I've seen what those monsters do. Sprats every day. Sorry your friend's dead. While we're on the topic, you have any more ripe bananas? That's a good question. How are the bananas still ripe? How long have they been dead?
They were... That bitch! They were all set to abandon us! What would Clara say, huh? Every day she'd ask if we heard from you. And she'd have forgiven you. The kid had a soul that made the sulfur smell like roses. Ugh. Or to leave your medallions to rot with you, but Clara would want to be buried with her sister.
They can't hear you on the count of they dead. Alright.
At least I know. Ought to have learned by now that getting one's hopes up tends to open them to being dashed across the stars. I hate to say this, but Clara died thinking her sister was still fighting to get back home. I'm glad. If she were still alive now, it'd break her to know the truth.
You still want to know, just the same as you did? Yep.
Yeah, maybe. I'm used to disappointment. She was still so naive as to let it hurt her every time it happened. Only thing left is to take these medallions home, which means figuring out how to bait the Mana Queen out of our old base. The most pissed off I've ever seen a queen was when a foreign species was on her soil. I'd wager the stench of a primal might do the trick.
Might do it. Didn't think there was anything about the wilderness you don't know. You're guessing here. Any way to find out for sure? Let's go in there guns blazing. I would rather go in there guns blazing because I don't think...
That'd be boring. Half the fun in exploring is the fact that you're on an unknown trail. I've never had the pleasure of hunting primals, but I hear they're all over Scylla. Let's tear a few apart, shall we? I'm sure they've got pheromones. Everything does.
Scylla. We have several quests on Scylla. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and a comment below. You can also subscribe to the channel by clicking this button. It helps out a ton. And after all of that, be sure to check out the next video right up here. Of course, as always, thank you guys for watching.